by the way, I'm recording this with a Sony NEX-5 with the Zeiss 24mm lens on it. Here we go. That's the box that the NEX-7 comes in. Let's see what else we have in here. Some other items. Got a receipt. And this camera's been out a while, but it's been very hard to get. And so they finally became available on Amazon the other day. So I went ahead and ordered one. Here's some software, which I probably won't use. Hopefully I won't have to use it. Let me just hold this box up so hopefully you can see. Okay. And it's got this nice cleaning cloth that says NEX-7 on it. It's kind of nice. Get this out of the way. And that's what it looks like in the box. And I got the kit that has the 18-55 lens, and of course they're cutting grass, so you hear that noise in the background. It irritates the heck out of me. They cut the grass here about 3 times a week. But anyway, I bought the kit with the 18-55 lens because it's only like $150 more to get that lens included with it. I will most likely use this almost all the time with the Zeiss 24mm Zeiss lens on it. But it is nice to have this lens. Feels nice in the hand. Not overly heavy. That feels nice. Feels like a reasonably solid lens. And my first impression of this, pulling it out of the box, you can carry this thing all day and not even know it. Even with that lens, the lens is lightweight too. So it feels nice. Feels nice, but very light. I think it's lighter than my NEX-5. At least it feels like the camera body is lighter. Let's see what it says where it's made. Made in Thailand. Seems very high quality. Seems like it is well made. These turn with little clicks. So I'm going to pause this recording and I'm going to put the lens on it and put the battery in it and get it ready to go. Oh, before I do all that, I'm going to show you what else is in the box. Okay, so there's a strap here that's also a very lightweight, looks like it's used for a neck strap, and that's, I usually don't use a neck strap because I don't like something pulling on my neck, but with a camera this light, I might very well use this in addition to the wrist strap that I'm probably going to put on it, but I'll play around with those carry options. And then here's a hood for the lens, and it looks like that is, oh, there's some other stuff in the bottom. I don't really like this packaging. People have raved about how great this packaging is, but it doesn't compare to Apple. It's a little too complicated. Okay, here's a charger. It looks like it's the same charger I'm hoping that the NEX-5 uses. Here's the battery. It looks like, again, it's the same battery that the NEX series other cameras use, and then it's got a USB cable and a cap for the viewfinder, an eye cap. So that's what's in the box. Okay, now I can pause this. Okay, a few really quick impressions of this camera. It handles exceptionally well. For now, I've just put this wrist strap on here. I had this from I think 4.7's flashlights come with these, and it's got a little swivel on here, and it's got a nice pretty strong clip here, so I don't feel like this will come off, and it allows me to really stabilize the camera if I'm holding it out and shooting a video without it up to my face. It really allows me to get leverage on here and stabilize the camera. So I think I'm going to use this wrist strap, if you will, for my default way to shoot. I'll probably carry like a waist pack, something like this, to put it in when I'm traveling or something like that. So again, I don't look conspicuous. Doesn't look like a camera bag. I have a lot of different options for how to carry this thing. It's very light, and it is very compact. I don't care who's said that these things have big lenses and all of that. The lens is very light for the zoom range that it does. It's, I think, a very good size. It handles well on the camera. No, this is not a pocket camera, but it's a very light, compact camera compared to a DSLR. And it still has that big APS-C size sensor. I just took some test photos. Very quick to shoot. Very, very quick to start up and to shoot, which is very important for an event photographer and for travel photography to catch that shot. People have said that you accidentally can push the video button. I haven't done that yet, but I guess it's possible. I'm going to download the photos now and see what they look like with this stock lens. I took some very low light pictures in here to really push it to its max and see how that optical steady shot works and see what the results are. So I'm going to download those now and then I'll make a few more comments. But I really like the feel of this camera so far. Oh, one thing, the eyepiece. I use this, whatever you want to call the electronic viewfinder. It doesn't seem like it's something I'm going to use. Everybody raves about how great that is. When I put my eye up to it, it looks blurry in there, almost like I need to wear my reading glasses with it. Whereas when I use my Nikon with the optical viewfinder, I don't have that problem. It's like I'm looking at a distance and my distance vision is fine. So this doesn't seem clear to me. So if I'm going to need to wear my reading glasses anyway, I would probably just use this big screen and just shoot like that, like I've done with the NEX-5 for quite a while. I know the purists won't like to hear that, but this just doesn't get it for me, but some people seem to love it. But that's why we have this big bright screen here that works really well. So you have two options there. Alright, so I'm going to download some photos and see what I've got. Okay, so I've shot a number of shots. Let's see if that'll focus in on that. Hopefully it will. I've shot a number of shots. There it goes. I've shot a number of shots with this camera using this stock lens and in low light, room light, very low room light situations, really pushing this lens to the max, handheld, utilizing the optical stabilization. And my conclusion is that this is a very good walk-around lens, that it's very compact, very light, very easy to use, very smooth zoom ring, feels very high quality. You can even shoot it wide open at, in this case, f3.5 with it at 55mm. You can get a nice blurred background. You can get very good results with this. I will still probably use quite often that Zeiss 1.8 lens on this camera. But my gosh, I'm not so sure it's necessary. I think that even with this lens, which is not a super fast lens, in room light, this camera seems to perform very well. Most of the photos, I think ISO 1600 was about the highest they got, and it was doing great. So I'm going to try a few at ISO 6400 and see what they look like. But so far, this camera is a fantastic all-around walk-around camera, event camera, just a very versatile, little small, little compact, well made. It's almost made, you know, if Apple made a walk-around camera, this would probably be it. It's got that kind of quality feel to it. So I think it's a great camera, and those that have kind of, you know, made comments about this stock 18 to 55 lens, how they don't like the lenses that come with these and so on. I think it's a great little lens. My gosh, for 150 bucks, that's what the lens costs. You know, if you buy just the body versus the lens and the body, it's like only about $150 to to get one with this lens, and it's a nice little lens. So there you go, NEX-7. I'm going to keep doing some more testing. Okay, I do want to comment on the focusing speed on this camera. It seems very good. Even in relatively low light, it seems to lock in, even with this kit lens, it seems to lock the focus very quickly, and you seem to be able to shoot very quickly. So again, those that have kind of chastised this camera for not focusing well in low light, I think they're being overly harsh. I think it's very adequate, even with this lens. With the faster Zeiss lens, I can imagine it'll focus even better. But in any kind of reasonable lighting situation, indoors in a room with any kind of reasonable light, it seems to do a very good job focusing and locking in. So again, so far, and I've done test shots mainly here inside, again, just to check the low light capability of it. When I say low light, I mean shooting inside without a flash is what I'm really talking about. I'm not talking about candlelight. That's where that Zeiss 1.8 lens will come in, with the really low light situations. But ISO 3200 is usable. ISO 6400, I would say, is an emergency situation. You might use that. It's grainy. But I mean, it's a usable photo, but it's grainy. ISO 1600, I think, is really the upper limit where you want to be if you want to have reasonably sharp pictures. ISO 3200 is usable. Again, 6400 is really grainy and a marginal situation in my opinion. So there we go, Sony NEX. By the way, I'm going to have pictures on my Flickr. If you go to CraigShipp.com, click through to my Flickr and just do keyword search NEX-7, and I'll have sample pictures up at various ISOs and with this lens, and also I'll have some up with the Zeiss lens. Thanks as always. Thanks for tuning in. Okay, so I'm shooting this video with the standard 18-55 kit lens. I'm shooting it at 60p, and this is an extremely low light. It says 1/60th f3.5, so there's just room light with this lamp on. ISO is auto, and this is handheld. Now I'm going to go ahead and pan around to an area of the room with even less light, and I'm at f3.5. 1/60th of a second it's saying on here, and this is all in the intelligent auto mode. The only thing I changed in the settings was I did change it to the 60p video mode. Very low light situation here. Okay, I'm shooting this video handheld with the Zeiss lens, which is of course not a stabilized lens, but I'm trying to hold it steady, and I'm shooting this in low room light in the intelligent auto mode. I'll go ahead and pan over here to this lamp. You'll see it adjusting the exposure. And again, this is with the Zeiss 24mm f1.8 lens. And that's at 1/60th of a second right there, f1.8. ISO is set to auto, so I can't tell you exactly what the ISO is. But this just giving you a comparison. This is the Zeiss lens. The other clip was with the kit 18-55 lens.